peaceful that night. Street lights stretched across the city like glowing rivers. Luxury cars moved slowly around Maitama. The calm breeze touched the silent roads near Transcorp Hilton. Everything looked beautiful. Everything looked safe. But somewhere inside the city, someone was returning. Someone dangerous. A black SUV entered Abuja under heavy rain. Inside the vehicle sat Ethan, the manipulative, charming ex-boyfriend with sharp facial features, expensive taste, emotionally dangerous behavior, and an obsession with controlling Glory. His fingers tapped slowly against the steering wheel. His eyes carried rage, obsession, possession. Then he smiled. Not the smile of a man in love. The smile of a man planning something. He whispered, "She belongs to me." Cut to Glory, the 20-year-old young beautiful lady with smooth dark skin, long black hair, expressive eyes, elegant fashion sense, soft voice, and a guarded heart shaped by painful relationships. She stood on the balcony of a luxury apartment in Vuse 2. The city lights reflected in her eyes. She looked peaceful. But peace had never lasted long in her life. Then her phone vibrated. Unknown number. Her smile disappeared. The message read, "I'm back." Silence. Her breathing changed. Her hands trembled. The rain became heavier. What would you do if the one person who destroyed your heart suddenly returned? Morning arrived beautifully in Abuja. Sunlight danced across Jabi Lake. Luxury boats floated slowly. Couples laughed near the waterfront. Music echoed softly from expensive restaurants. But Glory could not enjoy any of it. Fear had entered her chest. Her best friend noticed immediately. "Who texted you?" Glory looked away. The past. Meanwhile, Dave, the 25-year-old tall handsome man with deep calm eyes, athletic build, expensive style, mature confidence, protective nature, and emotional intelligence, prepared a surprise for Glory. He reserved an entire rooftop restaurant overlooking Abuja skyline. Flowers, soft violin music, candles, everything perfect. Because Dave genuinely loved her. But love becomes dangerous when the past refuses to die. The evening became colder. Traffic lights glowed around central area. Glory entered a luxury cafe in Maitama. She believed she was meeting a client. But the moment she stepped inside, her heartbeat stopped. Ethan sat quietly near the window, watching her, smiling. 2 years disappeared in 1 second. Pain returned instantly. Memories attacked her mind. Tears, lies, manipulation, sleepless nights, emotional destruction. Ethan stood slowly. "You look even more beautiful." Glory stepped backward. "Why are you here?" Ethan smiled. "To fix what we lost." Glory laughed bitterly. "We lost nothing. You destroyed it." The cafe became silent. Even the waiters noticed tension. Then Ethan leaned closer. "One kiss, Glory." She froze. "One last kiss. Would you give closure to someone who once broke you completely?" Glory looked directly into Ethan's eyes. No fear. No weakness. No love. Never again. Then she walked away. But Ethan did not look heartbroken. He looked challenged. And dangerous men become unpredictable when rejected. Outside the cafe, a black car watched everything. Inside the car sat someone unknown, recording them. Abuja sparkled beautifully at night. From the rooftop, the entire city looked magical. The lights of Aso Rock glowed proudly in the distance. Music floated softly across the sky. Dave smiled warmly at Glory. "You deserve peace." Those words almost broke her emotionally. Because nobody had ever protected her heart gently. Nobody except Dave. For a moment, she forgot Ethan existed. Then her phone buzzed. A video arrived. She opened it. Her face changed instantly. The video showed her inside the cafe with Ethan. But the recording was edited. It looked romantic, intimate, suspicious. Then another message appeared. "If Dave sees this, your relationship dies tonight." Her hands shook. Dave noticed immediately. What happened? Glory forced a smile. Nothing. But lies grow quickly, especially inside relationships. The next morning, Abuja looked bright and alive. Businessmen moved around the city. Luxury cars filled the streets of Maitama. Politicians entered expensive hotels. But somewhere inside the city, a plan had already started. Ethan sat inside a penthouse apartment. Photos of Glory covered the table. Videos, voice notes, private memories. Obsession had become strategy. Then he made a call. "I want Dave destroyed." Silence. Then the reply. "How far are you willing to go?" Ethan smiled. "Very far." 3 days later, everything changed. A rumor spread across elite Abuja circles. People whispered inside expensive lounges. Business families discussed it privately. Social media pages started posting anonymous stories. The story claimed Glory was secretly cheating with her ex. Dave received screenshots, videos, fake evidence, even anonymous voice recordings. The pressure grew. Trust slowly cracked. Can love survive when everybody believes the worst? Inside a luxurious mansion in Asokoro, Dave's wealthy family gathered around a long dining table. The atmosphere felt cold, heavy, dangerous. Dave's father dropped a file on the table. Inside were printed photos, edited evidence, false stories. "End this relationship." Dave stayed silent. His mother spoke softly. "We cannot allow scandal." Dave looked emotionally torn. Because love becomes complicated when family enters the battle. Meanwhile, sat alone inside her apartment, crying quietly. Not because she was guilty, because she knew trauma was repeating itself. Again. Night covered Abuja beautifully. Street lights reflected against wet roads. The city looked calm. But danger moved silently. Dave received a message. "Meet me alone if you want the truth about Glory." Location: Millennium Park. Midnight. Dave arrived. Then Ethan stepped out from the darkness. "You think you know her?" Dave remained calm. Ethan smirked. "She came back to me already." Lie. Manipulation. Psychological warfare. Then Ethan showed him another fake video. But this time, Dave looked unconvinced. Because something felt wrong. Too perfect. Too planned. Too intentional. Then Ethan made a mistake. A dangerous mistake. He mentioned a private detail only someone stalking Glory could know. Dave noticed immediately. And suspicion changed direction. The next day, started investigating secretly. Not because he stopped loving Glory. Because he needed the truth. His search took him across Abuja. From luxury cafes in Maitama, to hidden apartments in Vuz, to exclusive clubs near Jabi, to expensive offices around Central area. Then he discovered something terrifying. Every rumor, every leak, every fake video, connected back to Ethan. But the deeper Dave searched, the more dangerous things became. Because Ethan was hiding something bigger than obsession. Something criminal. Inside Ethan's penthouse apartment, a hidden room existed. Dark walls. Multiple monitors. Secret recordings. Dozens of videos. Not only Glory. Other women. Private conversations. Manipulated evidence. Blackmail material. Dave stared in shock. This was never about love. This was control. Obsession. Power. Then footsteps echoed behind him. Dave slowly turned. Ethan stood there, smiling. You should not have come here. Rain poured heavily across Abuja. Cars sped dangerously through the roads. Dave escaped Ethan's apartment with evidence. Ethan chased him violently. The city transformed into chaos. Tires screamed. Police sirens echoed. Street lights flashed across wet roads. Then Dave lost control. His car crashed. Silence. Darkness. Blood. Do you think love is worth risking your life for? Inside a private Abuja hospital, machines beeped softly. Glory cried beside Dave's bed. Fear consumed her. Because she realized something painful. She loved him deeply. More than fear. More than trauma. More than her past. Then Dave slowly opened his eyes. And whispered, I know the truth. Glory broke emotionally. But outside the hospital, Ethan watched silently from his car. Still dangerous. Still obsessed. Still planning. Ethan realized he was losing. So he became more dangerous. He leaked fake intimate content online. The internet exploded. Blogs. Gossip pages. Influencers. Everyone discussed Glory. Her reputation collapsed overnight. Reporters waited outside her family house. Luxury friends disappeared. People judged her without truth. Then something shocking happened. Dave publicly defended her. In front of cameras. In front of everyone. I trust her. Silence covered the press conference. Even Glory could not believe it. Because trust becomes powerful when tested publicly. The final confrontation happened near Aso Rock during sunset. The sky looked beautiful. Orange light covered Abuja. The wind moved softly. Everything looked peaceful. but emotions exploded violently. Ethan stood emotionally broken. Not calm. Not stable. Dangerous. He looked at Glory. After everything, you still choose him? Glory answered calmly. Yes. Ethan's eyes filled with pain. Then he whispered, "One last kiss." Silence. Wind. Emotion. Memories. Trauma. Love. Pain. Everything collided emotionally. Then Glory stepped backward. No. That single word destroyed him completely. Was Glory right to refuse him completely? Ethan laughed suddenly. But the laughter sounded broken. Dangerous. Then he revealed something shocking. 2 years earlier, the relationship did not end naturally. Someone manipulated both of them. Someone inside Glory's family. Someone wealthy. Someone powerful. Glory froze. Dave looked shocked. Then another car arrived. Glory's uncle stepped out slowly, smiling. And suddenly the entire story changed. Because the real villain had been hiding in plain sight. Glory's wealthy uncle confessed everything. He separated them years ago. He manipulated Ethan. He bribed people. He destroyed relationships. Because he wanted control over the family business. And relationships created complications. Everything connected. Every betrayal. Every rumor. Every setup. But Ethan allowed obsession to consume him afterward. And obsession destroyed everyone. Then police vehicles surrounded the area. Lights flashing. Sirens screaming. The end had arrived. Weeks later, Abuja looked peaceful again. Morning sunlight covered Jabi Lake beautifully. Children laughed. Boats moved slowly. Life continued. Glory sat quietly beside Dave. No drama. No manipulation. No fear. Just peace. Then Dave smiled softly. "You finally believe in love again?" Glory smiled gently. "Yes." The camera slowly pulled away from them. Abuja glowed beautifully in the background. Aso Rock stood proudly. The city lights shimmered peacefully. And somewhere far away, a prison visitor signed a document. Visitor name: unknown. Some people return for love. Others return for control. But the most dangerous people return unfinished.